was watching a reality show on television, but I got bored of it pretty soon. I was 9 months pregnant, and my husband was gone on a business trip. I started feeling lonely. I did not understand whether this was because of my hormones or something else. When are you coming back? I am almost due. You know that.
Just one day, then I will rush back to you. My boss arranged a meeting with a new client at the last moment, and we need to accompany him.
I am so scared. What if something happens while you are away? What if I go into labor right now? Mom can't even fly here because of her health.
Nothing will happen, my love. Please don't think like that. I wish I did not have to go on this business trip. I will try my best to persuade my boss for an earlier leave today. Hopefully, he will be considerate enough to grant me that.
Chatting with Pete sort of calmed my nerves. At least he was aware of how I was doing currently. Suddenly, I feel something wet in my lower area. When I examined, I see water trickling down my thighs. The more the baby moves inside, the more fluid leaked. I started to feel mild contractions. Oh my God! I think I might be going into labor.
Are you sure?
I am having contractions, and my water just broke. I am calling 911. After calling the emergency services, I followed the methods taught in the antenatal classes. I remembered that if I went into labor and had to wait for an ambulance, I needed to take deep breaths and calm my mind. I was told not to stress, as that could affect my baby. Even though I felt pain, I patiently waited for the ambulance to arrive. This was my first time giving birth, and I was alone, without being surrounded by any help. I had to be extra cautious for the sake of my baby. I was notified that the ambulance had arrived and the paramedics were coming to my doorstep. I managed to walk to the door and open it. A nurse held me and laid me on the stretcher with some help. How are you feeling? Is it difficult for you to breathe? She asked. My breathing is just fine, but my contractions are painful.
Ma'am, do you have your labor bag prepared?
One of the paramedics asked. It's under the television stand, the one in blue color. He quickly grabbed my bag and we drove to the hospital, with the nurse tending to me. I asked the nurse to send the hospital address to Pete's number, in case he arrived early.
I could not delay it any more. I knocked on my boss's room and waited for him to answer. Sir, I need to get back to my wife. She is in labor, and nobody else is available to help except me. Please permit me to leave immediately. Fortunately, being mindful of my situation, he allowed me and booked a ticket for my flight back home. Mom, Lauren has gone into labor.
How is she? Did the doctor say anything about the centimeters dilated? Is the baby okay?
I am not with her.
What? Why?
I had to leave for a business trip.
Are you crazy? Is that more important than your wife who is giving birth to your child? You are unbelievable. Your father was by my side always.
I'm sorry. I'm flying back right now. I have the hospital details with me as well.
If I could, I would have come there. I can't believe you left her all alone.
It seemed like God was helping me today. There was no traffic on my way to the airport, and my flight was on time without any delays. I got through the procedure of check-in and ran to the boarding gate. After settling in my seat, I saw that Mom had bombarded me with messages. Some were criticizing, and the rest were describing what I should do when I am in the labor room.
Hours had gone by. I could not even remember the total amount of hours it had already been since I came here. I was crying because of the pain I felt in my lower area, and wished that I had someone to hold on to. The doctor told me that I was reaching the required dilation, which was almost 4 hours ago. A sudden contraction makes me jerk up and cry out. The doctor arrives with the nurse behind her and checks the dilation. I think we are ready to bring this little one into the world, she said with a smile. She ordered the nurse to perform certain procedures and to get the delivery room ready for me. When I was settling in the room, the door opened and Pete walked in, wearing a safety suit similar to the doctor's.
I am so glad I could reach you before you gave birth. I am so sorry that I almost made you go through this alone.
He stood by my side throughout the whole process, holding my hand supportively at every push, except for the time when he fainted after seeing blood. Doctor explained that it is normal for fathers to faint. After a few more screams and pushes, I heard a string of cries. My baby girl was here.
I was sitting on a chair outside the delivery room, applying an ice pack to my left temple. It was because I took a pretty nasty fall when I fainted. When I heard cries coming from the room, I felt elated. I was allowed to come inside after a while, and when I did, I saw Lauren completely drained from childbirth. The nurse made sure to sanitize me properly before handing my child to me.
Have you thought of a name?
The nurse asked. Lily.
That is a really pretty name. Congratulations.
Lily was my mother-in-law's name. Unfortunately, she passed away when Lauren was just a teenager. Thus, we decided to name our daughter Lily in her honor. Lauren fell asleep after being cleaned up, and Lily was put in a cradle. I clicked a picture of both of them and sent it to Mom. My two perfect girls.
She looks so much like Lauren, and she got your nose. How cute.
Doctor told me that the delivery was smooth and both of them are healthy.
Great! Also, you fainted, didn't you?
Does every father face this? How do you know?
You have been squeamish at the sight of blood ever since you were a kid. I expected this. Call me once Lauren wakes up.
Yeah, I will. Take care of yourself.
It had been 7 days since I gave birth. The midwife and my doctor helped me to perform gentle exercises for some movement. I was allowed to walk around the corridors after the 5th day. Hi, I'm Ruby. A woman wearing the same gown as me approached me slowly. I am Lauren. Nice to meet you. I greeted her back. I am admitted to the room right next to you. I gave birth to my 3rd child a few days ago. How are you feeling now? Is this your first child? Yes, this is my first. Honestly, I'm feeling a lot more different, physically as well as mentally. How do you deal with all this? I asked curiously. Having 3 kids was not an easy task for any mother, and I respected her for that. You might think that I am joking, but when the appropriate time comes, the motherly instincts kick in. It feels impossible at the beginning, and trust me, it is. But you will get used to it. All the stress will vanish away when your child will smile at you or hold your fingers. Being a mother is a beautiful experience that only a few are fortunate to go through. Her words made me excited to look forward to the future. What is the gender of your baby? She asked. She's a girl, and we named her Lily after my mom. Oh, that is lovely. I have 2 boys and 1 girl. My newborn is a boy named Dennis. My firstborn is Max, who is 5, and Sarah is my 2nd child. She is turning 3 next week. I must say, they are some amazing names. Your planning is spot on as well. How is life with 3 kids? I asked. They can be a handful sometimes, but my husband somehow deals with them and keeps them in check. Both of my kids listen to their dad very well. We sat down and talked for a while, with me listening to her experiences. It felt good to talk with someone who could guide me personally on this. She gave me some really helpful tips and explained how to deal with certain situations. We exchanged numbers and went back to our rooms. Have you eaten yet? Yes, Mom. I took a walk as well. Good. You will heal faster that way. How is my grandchild doing? I shot a video of Lily tossing and turning around, looking at her surroundings, and sent it to Mom. I am so disappointed that I can't visit you. We will come to you. You need to focus on your surgery. Lily will come and meet her grandma soon. Rest well, dear. Bless you both. Hey, what's your room number? I saw that I got a message from Tessa, my colleague and friend. 303, are you coming here? Yeah, I'm at the entrance. Boss has sent some gifts for you as well. Really? Wow, she didn't have to. That's so great of her. She said that the gift will benefit the baby a lot. Anyways, I am almost there. When do the visiting hours end? There's still an hour left. Soon, I heard a knock on the door, and Tessa walked in. She greeted me and gifted a lot of things. Some of them were for me, and the rest were for Lily. She asked me about my well-being and how my body was responding to the changes. Tessa informed me about the ongoing work at the company, and that there were new investors on board. Because of my work and contributions towards the company, my boss was discussing about my promotion. Your daughter is so lucky for you. In a few months, you will be promoted. Isn't this fantastic? I tear up at her words. My mom used to be my lucky charm before she passed away. It felt like, after Lily's birth, my mom was with me again. I looked at Lily sleeping in my arms. and agreed with Tessa. Soon after, Tessa had to leave, and she said that she would come visit me often. A few days later,
"Take care. I will be back as soon as possible with Mom." I kissed Lauren on her forehead and prepared to leave once again. Something went haywire during Mom's surgery, and they needed me there. Lauren was extremely supportive and understanding and asked me to take the early flight. I looked at Lily one last time before leaving. When I reached there a few hours later, I was informed that there were some complications because her blood was not matching with any of the ones in the bank. This was due to taking blood shots to increase hemoglobin. I was asked to fill out a form that stated I would be bearing any and all responsibilities in causes that might rise. Since I share the same blood group with her, they were going to perform a blood transfusion. They checked that I had enough blood to be donated. The transfusion was successful and they resumed the surgery, but I had to stay there in the meanwhile. The next day after surgery was complete, the doctor told me that they were going to keep her in the ICU until they were sure of her progress, which meant I couldn't leave for the time being. There was a problem with her blood, which is sorted now, although I might have to be here for a while. Is that okay with you?
"Of course. Mom needs you right now. Stay with her."
You are an amazing woman, my love. I love you so, so much. I promise to never let you down, ever.
I love you too. I will pray for Mom's health. As soon as she wakes up, please tell her that I and Lily are eagerly waiting for her.
I will. It took a few weeks for the recovery. Mom was conscious and felt better, but she was upset that because of her, Lauren was left alone once again. I missed them too, but I video called them twice a day so that I did not miss any of Lily's moments. Lauren was discharged, and she had hired a helper from the company that Ruby had suggested. I was glad that she met someone like Ruby who could help her.
"Pete!"
I heard Mom calling me from the washroom. "What is it, Mom? Are you okay?"
I saw her gripping the edge of the sink tightly, hunched over. "I feel something in my stomach."
As I went to check, I heard her laughing. She pulled out a wrapped item from under her shirt.
"Surprise!"
she said, waving the item in air. "You shouldn't have done that," I exclaimed. "I thought there was something wrong with you. Why would you scare me like that?"
I felt like it. Anyways, open it."
I opened the wrapper and saw that there was a box with an envelope inside. The envelope had 2 flight tickets that were scheduled for tomorrow. The box had a small letter stuck on it, and Mom said that was for Lily. "When did you arrange all of this?" I asked.
"Technology has made everything much easier for us. I did not reveal it sooner because you would have shared it with Lauren, and I want to give her a surprise."
I agreed it was a good idea. I helped her to pack her bags and booked a cab for tomorrow. Mom could not sleep as she was thrilled for the next day. She looked like a child, excited for gifts on a Christmas night.
"Where's Lily?" "Oh, there she is." Lily became hyper as she moved her limbs around. She was already a couple of weeks old, and her brain was developing with good progress. "Hey, Lauren, how are you and Lily?" "We are doing well. How are you guys?" Ruby sent me a video of her kids playing with each other. "Can't believe he has already grown up so fast." "Oh my god, he looks so cute in that onesie. Where did you get it from?" "Online. I will send you the link to the website. This is the most trusted clothing store for kids under 6. I contacted you to invite you and your family to Max's birthday party. It is nothing extravagant, but the kids are going to love it. Since my husband is helping, you and me will get to rest and talk. We would really love it if you come." "Sure, I will come. It's just me with Lily anyways. Pete had to go stay with his mom to look after her." "How is she doing?" "By God's grace, she has recovered and feels much better now." "Great. Well, I will send you the party details soon. Bye." "Lily, you have been invited to your first party. Isn't that great?" I say as I pick her up and play with her. Somebody rings the doorbell, and I checked to see who it was. The camera was hidden by something, so I opened the door. "Surprise!" Mom and Pete say together. Looking at her, I start crying. I missed her a lot, and was ecstatic to see her before me. Mom gives me a big side hug, making sure not to touch Lily before washing up, and wiped my tears. "Stop crying like a baby. You have a baby yourself, she said. Pete brought in the luggage and went to freshen up. Mom did the same, and after she was done, she held Lily in her arms. How beautiful. Hi, I'm your grandma. Come to me whenever your parents trouble you, she said to Lily, who was just looking at her with her big eyes. I think she already likes you, I said. That day, Mom did not take care of one, but 2 children, Lily and me. I stuck to her side like glue and talked about things. She never made me feel like a daughter-in-law. It was always as if I were her own child. I was thankful to have my family back together, with all of them in good health.